Okay, good morning. What's happening? It is, I forgot my watch. It is 6:11 in the morning, and it is, the reason we are leaving the house at 6:11 in the morning is, unfortunately,
Northeast on Pennsylvania, 641 east toward Railroad Avenue.
You be quiet. The reason we're leaving so early is because it is summer, and in the summer, oh gosh, this is just problematic. Hold on. Got camera issues. We got all kinds of issues. There we go. All right. In the summer, trout fishing is a problem because it gets too hot. Water gets too hot. Trout get stressed. I get stressed. Everybody gets stressed. And the only way to combat that is to fish early, first thing in the morning, when the water hasn't warmed up yet. So that is what we are trying to do. I've really stacked the odds against myself in so much as I haven't gone trout fishing in like 6 months. I'm going to a brand new place I've never fished before. It's kind of raining, which I didn't think was going to happen, but that is going on. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. So, I think we're fishing a... Whoa, buddy. Turn your lights on if you're going to be driving around. We're fishing a creek that I fish often, but I've never fished it this far up, close to its headwaters. So we're going to see. It's a lot smaller than it usually is with where I fish it. So we're going to see what that looks like. Everybody hold on. See if we can't find some fish. I don't know that they do any stocking this high up in the creek. I don't think they do. So we're probably just looking at wild brown trout. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're probably going to fish a dry dropper, maybe even like a literal hopper dropper, since it is that time of the year. And see what happens. See if we can find some fish. I don't know what to think about this weather. It's raining enough that I need windshield wipers on, so I didn't bring a raincoat or anything. I'm a genius. So we'll see what happens. Usually, sight fishing anything, even I don't have a little bit of sun. So I don't know how much sight fishing we'll be doing. Probably none if this continues. But we're just going to go out for an hour or 2 or 3, maybe. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to hit it while the water's cool, instead of waiting until later when the fishing sucks. So I guess we'll see what happens. I gotta stop and get a coffee or a Red Bull or something. Alright, that's a little bit better. Got some caffeine going. Keep my eyes open. I have not, well, I said earlier, I really haven't been doing any trout fishing at all. Not because I don't like it. It sucks around here. Not that the trout fishing sucks. It's very, very busy. There are a few places that are very, very good to fish, but they're very, very busy. They just get hammered. Because, when something's good, word gets out, everybody wants to fish it. And, I mean, that makes sense. It's all well and good. That, and in the spring, when trout season officially opens, and that season is basically related to the stocking and taking of trout, which I really have no interest in any of that at all, so it really doesn't apply to me, except for I can't fish water that they stock between when they stock it and opening day, which is kind of painful because they do a bunch of stupid stuff like stock lakes that fish can't live in. There's a lake we like to bass fish, a great lake for bass fishing, largemouth, and they put trout in it in the spring, and you're not allowed to go to that lake and fish for bass between when they put the trout in and when trout season opens, which is so stupid. Now, putting trout in a warm water lake is idiotic in the first place, but what do I know? The whole, like, put and take, you know, you pay money for a fishing license, so you should be able to take fish mentality I just don't understand it. Like, I get the concept, don't get me wrong, it's a very simple concept, but why you would stock a warm water lake where these fish are guaranteed to die no matter what, I just don't understand that. Stock streams where trout can survive? Sure. I won't even get into the issues of invasive and non-native fish. That aside, just if you're going to use money that I paid for a fishing license, I just cannot stand the fact that you're going to put fish in a place where they're automatically going to die no matter what. That just seems idiotic. Like, just I don't even know what to say about it. It's just so stupid. Regardless, there's a very popular catch and release area that's designated catch and release fishing only, and it's very, very popular with the fly fishing crowd, and it is just spring, summer, it is just hammered. Like, you have to go on a weekday at, this time of the morning, early in the morning, especially in the spring. Like, it's just nuts. Like, there's just this weird mentality around here that, oh, it's trout season. It's the season. Trout are in season. And that's not a thing. Trout are there all year round. That catch and release section is open for fishing all year round, 24/7, day and night. And then people act like that, when trout season opens, it's time to go fishing. Well, what drives me nuts is when that happens, I've been fishing for trout all winter, and then 8,000 morons come crashing through the creek where I'm fishing, and I hang it up and go fish for smallmouth. So, smallmouth is starting to peter off. You can still get into it pretty good on the river, on the Susquehanna. The tributaries are slowly, fish are trickling out of them, or hunkering down in deep spots, mostly because in the summer it gets so low, and it's very hard to fish when it's low and clear. I went out the other day, we got a little bit of rain, and it put a little bit of stain on a tributary of the Susquehanna, Smallmouth Creek, and I was able to pick off a couple fish, a couple on topwater, but had it not rained the night before pretty aggressively, I don't think I would have been able to catch any fish. So that is why I'm transitioning to trout a little bit. I really want to do more trout fishing. I need to get back into, like, the exploratory fishing, find small creeks, stuff that people aren't hammering. Like, that's where I want to be, and that's more fun to me anyway. Like, I'm not ate up with trying to catch giant trout. That's not my thing. A fish is a fish, especially when it comes to trout on dry flies. I mean, what's more fun, So that, and I have been having, like, elbow problems, and casting an 8-weight, just hucking meat all day, has been wearing me out. So a 4-weight and some dry flies that'd be good for me in more ways than one. So we are 4.7 miles away. We'll see what we can see. It's kind of stopped raining. It's sprinkling a little. So hopefully that continues to taper off. And hopefully the water here is fishable. I honestly don't know. I've never been here before. I hear it's good. I hear it's a good place to fish. We're gonna do some exploring. All right, so like I said, I've never fished here before. It is a really, really cool spot. The creek, like I said, is smaller up here, but there's a path. Everything's pretty well maintained. I guess Trout Unlimited just did some habitat improvements the last month or so here, so let's take a look around, see what we can see. I really want to hop in the water and just fish, but take a breath, look around.
Just wanted to show you this quick. That is an Amy's Ant. Hey, my favorite hopper pattern. This is a pretty small one. I found a guy on eBay a couple years ago that tied these like much smaller than anyone else I'd ever seen tie them. And I bought a whole bunch of them, just like, I don't know, 50 of them. So they're really nice and subtle compared to most hopper patterns. And then 12, 18 inches below that, the zebra midge, and that's probably a size 20, maybe an 18, very small. Well, that's not what we're shopping for. Well, that was fucking awful. Lost my fly. How? Do you... The most insane fish I've ever seen in my entire life. How do you not get that in your mouth? I am flabbergasted. What is going on here? I have to try a smaller fly, evidently. Alright, so I'm fishing that Amy's Ant, and fish are absolutely committing suicide on it. Just like exploding left and right. I mean, I had like 5 or 6 takes. None of them could get it in their mouth, I guess. Like, I had no eats at all. And out of 5 or 6, you think I would have hooked one. So I think the fly was too big. So we're going to try something different. Problem is, I'm a moron and I forgot floatant. So, a tiny little foam grasshopper. I'm going to try that for a little while, see what happens. Yes! It's impossible to fight a fish in this. Alright, come here, little guy. Oh. Oh man, oh man, oh man. How about that? Look at that fella. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so because of how tight the quarters are here and how small the stream is, it's kind of a game of finding deep enough water, the right holding water. And it doesn't have to be very deep, but I found that fish. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. There's a deep hole right there under that tree, that root ball. And I just kind of dapped that. I switched over to a beetle. Dapped that beetle in there, and there he was. All those blow-ups I had before, these fish are small. I'm an idiot. I was fishing way too big of a fly. Even this beetle's kind of big, so I need to tie small flies and come back. But I'm gonna try for one more fish. There's another one. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Sorry, bud. Oh, wow, look at him. Wow. That is a beautiful fish. Oh, he's down. Wow, wow, wow. I think I might have just found my new favorite place to fish. Another thing that's really cool about this is it's like legit small stream in areas. Like I've got to crawl over all this crap. And that's just, you know, cool in a whole nother way. Oh, this pool looks so good. How am I going to fish this? So there are those areas downstream where I was, where it was wide open. Then there's all this stuff. Oh, there got to be fish in here. Hold, please. Okay. Oh, another one. Oh, hello. Yes, 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 yes. Excuse me. Let me have the fly. Not even going to touch him. We're just going to slide him right back in the water. Be gone.
All right, so that, oh shoot. Hold please. That was a wild success, like exactly what I wanted to do. And it really touched on like some of the most fun things about fishing for me is the element of exploration, like just being able to go out all day and just walk and just not worry about anything but, you know, what's around the next bend in the river. It's just so much fun. It just reminds me of being a little kid. That whole, you know, you're just out running around, no particular place to be. I really, really like that. That's something that's really cool about fishing new places. It's just every turn there's something new to see. And like I said, I have not been fishing trout a lot. And it's very not vindicating, but it's encouraging to be able to go to a brand new spot where you've never fished before and you don't know what the conditions are and you don't know, sorry, I was looking at a creek over here. And you don't know what the fish are doing or eating or anything, and just to be able to do that and catch fish is just awesome. Now this is a spot that actually a local guide turned me on to. Regardless, it just doesn't get the pressure a lot of places around here get, and there aren't giant fish. You know, what did we catch a fish that was over 10 inches? I don't think so, but they were gorgeous. And honestly, I don't even care if they're gonna eat a dry fly. Who cares how big they are? It's really fun. It's a really fun way to fish. Just tiny little stream. You're not casting far. Yeah, that was fun. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Like, I love throwing big flies and catching big fish that pull hard, like smallmouth. But there's just something about tiny little fish. Not necessarily tiny, but small trout, wild trout, rising to dry flies in a tiny little creek like that. It's just so like basic and visceral, and it just ticked all my boxes today. What's really cool is I think next time I go there, I'm gonna fish I have a 6'6" fiberglass 4-weight, and there are places there where an 8.5 foot rod was maybe a little bit long. So I would love to try that 6'6" fiberweight rod. Fiberweight? Fiberglass rod. Hold on. No, people coming. Fork. Oh, probably shouldn't have pulled out in front of this guy. No, hold on. Woo, 4 cylinders of fury. There we go. All right. So, that was awesome. I wish I would have figured it out sooner than I did. I was fishing this giant fly. Not giant, I mean, it's like a size 16 or size 14. I was saying earlier, I don't know if I'm going to include that clip or not, but I had all those Amy's ants tied. Guy on eBay tied them. I said, how small can you make them? He's like, 14, 16. I said, oh, awesome. And while they're tied on a size 14 or 16 hook, they're not necessarily, a size 16 dry fly. They're still pretty chunky. So, is what it is. But those fish could not get that fly in their mouth. And I just had fish blowing up left and right. I wish I had like a size 20 Amy's ant. Would have been killing it. But once I figured out I needed to take that fly off, I took that fly off, and then I had a little foam. It's almost like a mini grasshopper. It's really, really tiny. I mean, it's probably on a 16 or an 18, size 18 hook. But there's so little foam on it that it barely floats. And I just could barely keep track of this stupid thing. And on top of that, I don't think it was the right color. It's very, very green. So I didn't get a single look on that. But as soon as I put that beetle on, it's back to the same thing. I was getting blown up on left and right. And I think and honestly, I think there were fish that probably couldn't eat that beetle. That was not a small beetle. It was probably a size 14 beetle. So I did not go prepared to fish for small fish, which is my bad. I didn't know. But now I know. So next time I will be prepared. I'm going to go home and tie a bunch of really small beetles right now. I love those, like a peacock herl foam beetle, but you gotta have some kind of cider on top of it. Man, that might be the next video. How do you see tiny little black flies? I know a lot of people and a lot of commercial flies will have a piece of orange foam tied on top of the black foam. That's worth a look. I hate complicated flies as far as tying goes. I can't stand flies that are more complicated than they need to be. And I know tying an extra piece of foam on top isn't crazy complicated, but it might even be as simple as a dab of nail polish on the back, something bright, orange, yellow, chartreuse, whatever, to help you see that fly. There's a goat with his head stuck in a fence back there. All right, so moral of the story is I really enjoyed today. I don't think there are any lessons to take away from it aside from going back to basics and exploring is really, really fun, and you and I should do it as often as possible. I'm excited to go back and explore that place some more. Very excited. So, until next time, thanks for watching.